Hello, and welcome back to the Nourish with Purpose podcast. It's Bailey, and I hope you're having a great Thursday or whenever you're listening to today's episode. Today, we are doing a 2025 Christmas gift guide. Now, I wanted to give the disclaimer that I am making $0 from any of the products that I recommend here. Truly just things that are on my Christmas wish list or things that I have really used in the past that I've loved. So that is really a bulk of what we're going to talk about today. Today's episode is going to be light. It's going to be fun. And I really do think that this time of the year we get bombarded with so many things, things that are guaranteed to change our life, or products, or supplements, or gifts, or whatever it is, right? There's Black Friday specials going on, and brands are really wanting you to shop early. I already see sales right now for Black Friday, which is crazy. And it kind of makes me miss the nostalgia of, being up super late on a Thursday, on Thanksgiving Day, just so that, early on in the morning, my mom and my aunts and cousins would go, and we'd go shopping in person, and we would get there at like 4 a.m. and grab a coffee beforehand, and we'd be there right when the stores opened and get the best deals and feel so good about our purchases because it was just fun and the lines were long and you waited. I don't know, there's just something about it that is so different than how Black Friday is now, and it makes me really, really sad because I feel like maybe this was another thing that we can blame in 2020, but we just are on our computers and we're disconnected and we're not doing activities together or seeing people. Malls are shutting down. I don't know, I just think it's kind of sad. So I know that there are Black Friday specials happening now, and not saying don't buy them or don't purchase from those brands or shop early. There are some things that I'm going to recommend that are actually on really, really good sale for Black Friday, specifically some of the higher end gifts that I don't ask for on a regular basis, but was like, hey, it's Christmas. Maybe somebody wants to splurge a little bit. And so I put that on the list, but I tried to keep this varying from all price ranges. I have some for the cook, for the wellness enthusiast, for just the simple gal who doesn't need much or doesn't want much, but you want to get them something really special too. And again, not trying to feed into the idea that you need to buy a lot of things, but really just shopping with intention. A lot of the gifts, like I said, are maybe on that higher end or they're really high quality. Nothing that I put on here is just cheap, can buy for really, really cheap at any store. It really is things like 100% linen pajamas or 18 karat gold earrings that are all still within a decent price range, but that higher quality. And I did send over an email via Substack. So if you're not following me over there, if you're on Instagram, I will share the link to my Substack so you can get all the links of what I'm going to talk about today, but I'm also going to link it in the description of today's episode so you can actually get the visualization of what some of these items look like, get the links, and get all of the details on them as well. Obviously, what I'm going to talk about today. I did want to just tell you about something really, really exciting happening, something that I'm very excited. If you can hear Oliver, he's crying. Okay, we're back. But I am so excited to be able to offer the only discount that I'm running until 2027, and that is 15% off of any service that I offer. So that could be functional blood testing, HTMA testing, one-on-one long-term coaching, all of it. You get 15% off of the coaching fee or the assessment fee, not labs, just because that is a separate fee on its own. And you get a $10 kickback for every person that you refer that then signs up before the first of the year. So a really, really good way for you to save money on testing, especially like I said, this is the only discount that I'm running for the whole next year and a month. So something that I would definitely recommend. What's cool about it too is you can pre-purchase testing. So if okay, I don't want to get testing done until March, but I want to get a discount. If you pay for half of the cost of your labs and your consult fee, you can kind of reserve, in a sense, that discount until March. So really cool way, just like I said, to save some money. And I'm excited to be able to offer that to you. That is something that was included in the this Christmas gift guide. I put that in there if you look down on, like I said, below on the Substack link, just because I think it is a really good thing to gift to somebody if you know that it's what they want, right? It could be read wrong if you gift it to somebody and that's not necessarily what they want. But I was talking to a client and she had said that her and her husband actually, for Christmas, gift each other functional testing because it can be an expense, right? And it's something that you should do at least once a year. And so I just think that's perfect timing to be able to give that and gift that to somebody else and really just give them a way to learn how they can best support their body. Maybe if they're really struggling with some negative symptoms, but like I said, maybe not in the budget for them within the next year, a good thing just to send their way. So that, along with HTMA testing, is the two pieces that I outlined within the gift guide, just because those are really my two most popular ways of working with people. And I think it's just, honestly, it's foundational to be able to get a root cause answer to what's going on in your body. So I have included all the details. Like I said, click on the link below to Substack. There's all the details there. And then just message me if you want to make sure that you are kind of in the know when the discount starts. This will be on Friday, and then it'll run for an entire week. So I am going to be sending DMs to people who send me a message on Instagram just as a reminder that this is happening if you don't want to miss it. Otherwise, just check Instagram, social media, and email on Friday the 28th, and you will get all the details there as well. Okay, so let's jump into the rest of the gift guide, right? That is kind of for the health and wellness focused gal. And we'll just kind of stick with that for now. So with health and wellness, a wellness enthusiast, maybe another really good gift that I thought would be great would be blue light blockers. I also included the pricing within this gift guide because I do think that's helpful to know. But this is a gift that I already have and I love it. I think my mom thinks I look like a crazy person because they have the red lenses and the clear frames, but I wear them every single night. If I lost them, I would hands down buy another pair the next day. Like, I truly wear them. And the reason why these blue light blockers specifically are so important is because they're high quality. They're not just cheap ones you've gotten off of Amazon, but they also have a red lens. And so any light that's getting absorbed through your eyes, or however you want to explain that, right? However light is coming in, it is going through a red lens. And I just think the contrast for me from being on a screen all day, which is blue light, to then having that filter on is so helpful for my sleep quality, melatonin production as well. So we really want melatonin to start being produced as cortisol is almost at its lowest point of the day. That's when you'll notice melatonin starts to then be produced. Here now it's probably a little bit earlier as it's getting dark so early. So I will put them on starting at like 7 o'clock, if not earlier, and have them on, especially if we're watching TV. That's something my husband and I like to do a few times a week, is just watch some of our trash TV together. And so to be able to have something that is filtering that light through is really helpful, like I said, for sleep quality. So I love those. Another one is beeswax taper candles. I think these could be really fun if you thrifted or went antique shopping and got some brass candlestick holders. What I really like about beeswax is that it purifies the air, and it's really interesting. If you go to a hive, the hum of the bees is very calming and therapeutic, and that has similar effects as you're actually burning a beeswax candle in your home. The vibration is very similar, which is such an interesting fact, and one that I learned from, I believe it was the Beekeeper's Naturals episode on the Skinny Confidential. Highly recommend. And I burn only beeswax taper candles just to make sure I'm not having any weird perfumes or scents or toxins into the air. And also, if we do a candlelit dinner, to have that on is nice because it kind of reduces some of the smell of the meal that you've made, which I'm all about a house smelling like food, but after I'm done eating, I don't necessarily love that. So I love beeswax taper candles. Okay, going on to somebody who likes to cook. So the cook in your life, there are some pots and pans that I have been targeted from on Instagram, and they are the brand Made In. Now, they are very pricey if you don't buy them on Black Friday. And so, or I guess now they're running the discount already. I believe they're over $450, and now they're on sale for $280, which I thought was really good for its 3 pans. They have antique brass handles. They're non-toxic, and they're guaranteed to be heirloom lasting, meaning that you could pass these pans down and they will continue to be in good quality, good standard. This is kind of going to be a long-winded way of saying why I want these, but we have an area when we redid our kitchen that we were going to put a microwave. Well, we didn't really think twice about it and didn't really think about, like, we don't use our microwave all the time, and also a microwave is an eyesore, so we didn't really want it up anyway. So anyway, our cabinets have a little nook for a microwave that we'll never actually put a microwave there. And so I'm wanting to get this brass rod that then you can put hooks on, and then you hang your pots and pans on them. And I just think it'd be a really pretty way to display these pots and pans. And if I don't get these, I'm going to just get some copper antique pans, because it needs something, and I want it to look a little more homey and cozy and less like it was a mistake on our part. And so I really would love these pots and pans. They have a large, medium, and small size, and then they have a quart size pan. So that's $149. I know that this is a pricey gift, but I always think having a pricier gift that you're asking for somebody that you know maybe has a budget that is a little bit higher. I always think like maybe my parents or my husband, somebody that I know wants to get a quality gift, and this is definitely one of those. I feel like with the age and stage of life I'm at, I really want quality pans. We have some from our wedding that truly just did not last. They are coated, and they're not supposed to be coated in anything toxic. Nonetheless, I just don't like that. I shouldn't even say this, but Our Place, if you have those pans, I know I've recommended them in the past, but mine was doing great for a long time, and all of a sudden, like, I just could not get burnt residue off of it, which always just kind of is concerning to me. I'm like, is there something that's underneath the coating? I don't know. They're guaranteed to be non-toxic, but nonetheless, I just thought a stainless steel pan that is made, I believe it's made in Italy and within the US. So I just really feel like I can trust this brand. And like I said, I've been targeted on Instagram because they must know that I've been searching for just something high quality that will last a really, really long time. And that's something too. My grandma still has the pots and pans that she got from her wedding, which if that doesn't just tell you the change in quality of how things are made, I don't know what does. I'm amazed that she's still, and they look brand new. Like, it's incredible. I'm like, the pots and pans from my wedding that I got, I already need to donate because they look trashy. I'll not even donate. They need to be thrown away. It's just really unfortunate. So I just feel like that's so interesting. And stainless steel, I just think will last the longest. And that's kind of my hope with these. Another piece of this is a stainless steel crock pot. I have not really, I guess I should say, I didn't really think twice about the lining and the coating of the dish that's inside of the crock pot. But if you think about something that is being heated up off and on all the time, if you're using your crock pot, I don't believe it is non-toxic. And I don't say that to freak you out or make you feel like you need to invest in something else. But I just know the quality of stainless steel is unmatched and it's clean. So I really would like a stainless steel crock pot, something that has an interior that is also stainless steel. You're going to see brands that will say they're stainless steel, but the inside is still that ceramic coated dish. And you want that to also be stainless steel. So definitely that's high on my Christmas list. A scalloped cutting board. This one is from Ballerina Farms, and you'll notice some things that I've linked again within the gift guide is from Ballerina Farms. I just think they come up with the coolest things, and it all just really would fit into my own home very perfectly. But this is her iconic scalloped cutting board. If you watch any of her videos, which I just think they're so mesmerizing, and I think also that creative side of my brain where I do create content is just mind-boggled at how she can get so many different angles and document the whole process of her making a recipe. It's just crazy. And so I'm always just enthralled, I don't know if that's the right word. I'm intrigued by what she's doing. And so on any of her videos, I'm sure you've seen this cutting board. It is real wood. It's not coated with anything weird. I do trust the quality of it. And I do think that wooden cutting boards are something that can be used for years and last with age, and honestly look better with age as you use them more. And as long as you are cleaning them consistently in the right way, they really can last a lifetime. So that is definitely one. I believe that was on my Christmas list last year as well. A bread bow knife. If you are somebody who consumes sourdough or you make sourdough, I do think this is necessary. Not something I have yet. I feel like with time, I've gradually accumulated things to properly use, like make and then cut sourdough. This is yet to be something I have, but I did get the proofing baskets a couple years ago, and the knife, the lame maybe is what it's called, to score my bread. And now I just really want a good knife. I did get a good knife from Christmas a few years ago, and that has worked really, really well. But I do like the control of this, and also how you can really measure the size of each slice pretty well with this bow knife. And like I said, it's something that'll last a really long time. You can buy new blades and it's pretty seamless. I'm really big on things that can last a long time and you can just replace parts, because there is a lost art of things that are made high quality and last your lifetime. And so finding things like that I think is rare, and this would be one of those things you can continue to use time and time again. The sourdough wooden spatula is another piece of this. It's just really a spatula that's wood. I'm not huge on plastics. I know that there are microplastics in everything. Excuse me. And microplastics have been now found in the placenta and breast milk and all of these things, and that I really have thought about now as a mom. In the clothing that we're wearing, obviously that's all getting into our bloodstream, and I would assume into our bloodstream. I don't know where else it would go. And that is concerning, right? But I'm not super paranoid about having plastic, but I do think having a wooden spatula versus the plastic one that I use would be really nice, especially with feeding a sourdough starter. The plastic ones have a lot of different grooves, and I know this is getting very specific. The plastic one has different grooves that the sourdough starter can get caught in, and then it just makes a mess to clean, whereas this is just straight down. There's nothing for that to get caught in, and I feel like you'd be able to wash it really easily. So again, if you're a sourdough maker, baker, or anything that you really just need that for in the kitchen, obviously it'd be a great product. And then the Wishbone Kitchen Cookbook. I really think this is a very affordable way to support the cook or baker in your life without spending too much, but giving them something that they can make quality and beautiful, colorful recipes forever with. I do think recipe books are really pretty to also decorate with, and this one is very, very pretty to look at. So you could use it in your kitchen. I decorate with my cuter cookbooks. I have them on the just like open shelving that we have in our kitchen. It just adds some color, and it is fun just to kind of be reminded of like, oh yeah, I have that cookbook. I should find a new recipe to try this week. I always think if you can find one new recipe a week, it just makes it more interesting to cook. So that one would be one I would really, really recommend. It's also seasonal recipes for every day. And so if, again, you're overwhelmed with recipes, I think having a solid cookbook that you can have in your hands, not trying to save a bunch of different tabs on Pinterest, can be really helpful. For the coffee lover, so this is obviously very fitting for me because I love coffee and it's something I'm very passionate about. And I think I'm going to also record an episode just on coffee because it's just something I think I could talk a long time about. But I do really, really want a handmade ceramic travel mug. I saw these over on Etsy. I also know I think it's called Nat's Cafe, had some or has some available potentially that are handmade in Florida. This one is just on Etsy, but it is ceramic, and then it has half of the top of it is ceramic with a hole for you to drink from or put a straw in. And I just love something ceramic. It feels very special. It's really pretty. It's a lot prettier than the Yeti to-go mugs. And I just think it would be really intentional to give this gift, a handmade gift, maybe even make it yourself if you are somebody who does ceramics, and then give them some coffee syrup, maybe homemade coffee syrups. I have a bunch of those recipes over on my Instagram, and then their favorite brand of coffee. Just be a very sweet gift to give to a friend. Organic coffee subscription. Now this one, the price can vary, but I do think it'd be so fun to get new coffee beans every month. They're all coming from different roasters. You can obviously try different roasts, different flavor profiles. And for the very avid coffee consumer, I think this would be an incredible gift. Just because they don't have to buy beans, and it's really the gift that keeps on giving. You can give it to them just obviously for Christmas, and then it lasts the whole year. So every month they can be reminded of you and how much you care for them by getting that coffee subscription. I just think it's genius, and it's something that is definitely very much up my alley. Another piece of this that I think I will actually be gifting is homemade coffee syrups. I would love to be able to give a quality coffee roast and a homemade coffee syrup to family. And so I think I'm just going to make a variety of different flavors. I did actually sell coffee syrups for a period of time, and I still will make them if you ask, but I want to get those jars again. I still have a lot of the labels, so make a bunch of them and just let people choose what they want to take. It's just something I'm passionate about and love to do, and think it'd be a really sweet and intentional gift to give to just friends. It's something small. I could bring it to family gatherings and let people pick whatever they want. So that's definitely one that I personally am going to be doing for other people. And then wrapping up with the simple gal, the person in your life, probably your mom, that says, I don't really need anything, but I don't know. I don't really need anything, but if you want to give me something, just do what you think I would like. And I do think there's something very special about that. I personally don't love having to tell everybody what I want for Christmas. I really just think it's special when people get you what they think you would like. To me, that feels very intentional, and that feels very special. Take a shot of espresso for every time I've said intentional. But I do just think there's something special about somebody getting you what they think you would like versus you telling them what you want. Obviously, a gift is a gift, and I'm grateful for anything, but that is kind of my preference. So this would be for that type of person. Just something that is pretty universal, they could use year round, and it's high quality. So the first one is a cashmere scarf. So this is really a staple in any winter wardrobe. They have a variety of different colors on Quince. Actually, a lot of the things I've linked are on Quince. I do love the quality of the things that they have on their website, but it's also discounted from like original designer prices. So I think it's a really good place to shop for an affordable gift. But the cashmere scarf, so actually when we were in London, that was going to be the one souvenir that I was going to get for myself, was a really, really nice scarf. And I don't know, it just felt fitting entering into winter. And we went to this market. Well, we went to Notting Hill, and they were having some market on a Saturday, and they had some vendors, and they had a gal there that handmade cashmere scarves. And we walked past it, and I'm like, I don't know, spending that much on a cashmere scarf just seemed kind of silly. Well, I had not buyer's remorse, the opposite. I didn't buy it, and I really, really regretted it. And so now when I was thinking about Christmas gifts, I'm like, well, I didn't get it in London, but something that I still would really like would be a nice scarf. And so the one that I picked is brown. I, again, have photos of everything on the gift guide, but I just think this would be a great thing to give to anyone. The quality is great. Cashmere is a great it's not, like a polyester cotton mix. A lot of the scarves I had been finding were like 70% polyester, which is just not what we want. That's plastic, but pure cashmere. Another gift would be a leather wallet or coin purse. Truthfully, I would be embarrassed to show you the lack of adult-like accessories or just things that you should have as an adult that I don't. I got a coin purse to go to Hawaii last year, and it has a Hawaiian print, and it's super cute, but I just want something a little up leveled from that to use every single day. I do like that coin purse is waterproof. I know that because Oliver uses it as a teething toy, so it's time to upgrade and get something a little higher quality. And so that, again, good price range, $40.90, so $40.90. I feel like that's very affordable for a leather wallet. And it opens up and you can put all your cards in it, but you can put coins and cash. Anyway, it looks perfect and something that I definitely need. I guess I shouldn't say need. There's very few things that I need, but it would be higher on the priority list when it comes to gifts. Another good gift would be 18 karat gold hoops. Very affordable as well, $30 for 18 karat gold. I'm just the type of person that if I get jewelry, I'm probably not taking it off for, I'm not kidding, months. I just don't interchange jewelry. I have my doubles pierced, so I have hoops on each ear, like a double hoops on each ear. And I wear a necklace that has an S on it. I also have a necklace that has a B on it. And hit or miss on which one I'm going to choose to wear for a long period of time, but I most often don't change anything. So the things that I get, the jewelry I get needs to be able to withstand water, especially hard water here, chlorine, sweat, all the things. It needs to withstand that. So getting good earrings that you don't have to take out is honestly for any mom in your life, get her some gold hooped earrings just because she probably is not changing her jewelry every single day, and it's a pretty safe gift. Lastly, last gift on my list is a PJ set. This one is 100% linen. It's a PJ set that's made without the use of polyester, and it uses natural fibers. Like I said, polyester is plastic. If you're sleeping with plastic on your skin, that is entering into your body, which is why our bodily fluids are full of microplastics, and that is very concerning. That is generational, and like I said, I don't try to say that to freak you out. It's something I have to not really remind myself of that often because it does freak me out. But just thinking about the things that you're putting on your body, specifically sleep, just because you've probably freshly showered and you're getting into bed to be there for, hopefully at least 8 hours. And so what you're wearing matters. And so I really like this one. It's like a blue pinstripe print. Also with linen is the more you wash it, the softer and more comfortable it gets. So again, it's something that's durable. It's going to last you a lot longer. They're not themed. Although I do think themed Christmas pajamas is cute, I typically am donating them in January. If I get them for Christmas, they're going in the donation pile in January because I'm tired of looking at them, and I probably will not be wearing them until maybe Christmas the next year. But I hate felt. The feeling of like fleece, I guess it would be fleece, not felt. The feeling of fleece is just, I feel like that's every trendy Christmas pajama or cute Christmas pajama. So just getting something that is not themed is very, I just think, a smart to do so that somebody can wear that year round. So that is my Christmas list. I did ask over on Instagram what you were wanting for Christmas. Things that people had said were a red light box. So Lumi would be the brand I would recommend. That is a red light where you can just, I like to use it when I'm warming up for my workout. It gets my body really warm. It can stimulate collagen production. So it's a great thing for facial support too. If you're worried about fine lines or wrinkles or pores or blemishes, eczema, acne can be a really good way just to put that on your face. And then I also saw, pajamas, which that's when I did add this to the list because I loved that idea. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, Kindle. A Kindle was another one. That was kind of the same, similar ones to what I had shared, but those were some that really stood out to me that were different. A Kindle, I do have a Kindle and I love it. I love being able to get any book that I want literally at the touch of a button. But I do miss holding a book. I think there's something very special about that. So, maybe giving somebody a book series that they really like, that they can read through, because I personally enjoy reading a book. I know that there are libraries too. Maybe a good, more sustainable version of that would be to get somebody a library pass. That would be a really, really fun gift to somebody who loves to read, of course, or somebody that likes to cook, because you can go and check out so many different recipe books. So a library card could be really cool. And also just thinking about, okay, the person that I'm buying or getting a gift for, what do they buy throughout the month? So if it's somebody like going back to functional testing, I know that every 6 months they want to get blood work done. Let me cover the cost of that for that month or that year. Or if there's somebody that goes to the gym or they go to exercise classes, maybe buy their membership for the year. Something where if they are less of somebody who wants things and they want experiences, I really believe, and I also think like maybe more of a realist, buy their membership for something for the next year, or go to a concert together, or take them out to dinner and then go to a play. Find ways to then make an experience and have it planned out for them. When you give them the gift, have it within the card of, this is what I want to get you for Christmas. It's already planned. This is our reservation and this is the day that we're going. That again is just so much more intentional, using that word again, when you give a gift if there is a plan behind it. Something that I am gifting my dad, which I'll share because I don't think anybody's listening, or I don't think he's listening, or anybody's listening that's going to tell him. But I want to get him an ozone therapy IV. I just think it'd be really supportive for him. And so again, I'm going to call them. I'm going to get a gift card. I'm going to make sure that I know the timing of when that would be the most beneficial based off of what's happening in his body, and kind of tell him that then when I give him the gift of like, this is what I'm getting you. This is your gift card. This is when you should use it. So that when he opens it, he knows, okay, I'm actually going to use this. In the past, I will say I've gotten gift cards to get massages, or I think massage is kind of the one that stands out. Probably 2 years ago, I got a massage gift card, have yet to go. The reason is because it wasn't planned for me and there was no plan behind it. I love the gift and I love the intention behind the gift, but I'm bad about making appointments. So I told my husband, I'm like, if you're going to get me anything like an appointment, like a facial, or there is a facialist in Omaha that I really would love to get a facial from. Or if you are going to get me a massage, like make the appointment for me. Otherwise it probably won't be made. And I just think that's the reality for a lot of us. My husband is the hoarder of gift cards. It's funny. He has some gift cards from I think maybe now they've all been used, but he had some gift cards when he got married from 2014. So it's time for some of those things to get used. And if you want to make sure that somebody is using the gift card you're giving them, let them know when they should use it, or already book that appointment for them so they don't even have to think about it, that they just know, okay, when I go to this facial or this massage, it's paid for and this is the day I'm going. I just think that is a much more special way to gift that to them. Also, thrifting, secondhand is not anything I diss. I would love a secondhand gift. Like I said, if you get somebody some beeswax candlesticks, give them some different brass candle holders, something that you had to go out and look for and you had to kind of maybe dig at an antique shop for. I just think that is a lot different than buying something from Magnolia at Target. Nothing wrong with that. Again, it's just more special to get something that somebody had to really dig for and look for, and they accumulated this gift over time. So, like I said, intention is the name of the episode. I've said it, I can't even tell you how many times, but that is really the approach I'm trying to make this year when it comes to Christmas. In years past, it's been last minute, just looking for anything I could get that looked like somebody would appreciate. And this year, I want to be a little bit more ahead of things. And I know we're already maybe a month away, so we're getting close, but we have plenty of time. There's plenty of time to get a very special gift for the people that you love. And I'm just really hoping that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving, again, with the people you love, that you get to spend time with family and friends and just have really intentional conversations. For those of you who have been following along with me for a long time, relationship with food is a common thread throughout my health history and health story, and something that I had worked primarily on with women for 2 years, honestly. When I started my business, Divine Purpose, now it's Nourish with Bailey. We had a little brand change, but I didn't ever announce that. But the relationship with food piece is big, especially around Thanksgiving. My advice for you, if that is something you struggle with, is to enjoy the people you're around more than the food you're consuming. And when I say that, I mean eat what you want to eat. I was actually on an HTMA consultation, and the gal was like, okay, you're telling me to make these dietary changes and Thanksgiving's next week. Like, how should I approach that? And I said, enjoy the food you want to enjoy, because there's an emotional piece there that will not feel fulfilled if you are not enjoying the food you want to enjoy. That doesn't mean you can't pay attention to portion sizes or quality of food, but if you are getting a plate of food, eat it, sit, enjoy the conversations with the people around you. If you're still hungry, go get more. But just really focus on that mind-body connection and what your body is telling you. And if you need to stop eating, it's okay. You don't need to eat everything on your plate. You don't need to eat enough food to last you until Christmas. You really just need to eat enough for that day and to feel good that day. And a good way you can do that is just paying attention to what your body's telling you. And if that's something you struggle with, message me. Let's talk about it. Let's talk through it. I know this can be a really sensitive holiday for people that just have an interesting or a difficult relationship with food. And so I'm thinking about you and praying for you through that, just because I know it can feel really, really heavy. And truthfully, until probably this year, that was something that I was very obsessive with. Last year, I guess it was a little bit easier because I was pregnant, so I wasn't trying to keep a certain physique or anything. That had always really been the focus for me, is what my appearance was, up until obviously I got pregnant last year. And this year I do feel really good going into the holidays, and I feel really good with my relationship with food. I've had to eat more food with breastfeeding and having Oliver, and so I'm in a good place, but I know that that is not the case. And I will tell you, for 10 plus years before this year, it was not the case for me. So please be comforted by that and know that it doesn't need to be an overnight fix, that you're all of a sudden going to have a wonderful relationship with food, but something that you can slowly work at. And then eventually you're going to get to a year where you're going to be like, oh wow, like I'm enjoying what I want to enjoy and I'm not thinking twice about it. And I just really wish that for you. So thank you so much for listening to another episode of Nourish with Purpose. If you're interested in following along with my life outside of the podcast, you can find me at Nourish with Bailey on Instagram, on YouTube. I'm trying to post some more vlogs over on YouTube, Facebook, Bailey Seaton, and then my email is always in the description of each episode, so you can get in contact with me there. Like I said, if you're interested in functional testing, please message me, because this will be the only discount I give for the next year. So I want you to be able to get that if that's something you're interested in doing. So just message me on any platform and just say, yeah, I'm interested. Give me all the information once it launches, and I will make sure that you have everything that you need. All right. So with that, I will talk to you again next Thursday. Bye.